time, my YouTube family. Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and as we start off the week, my fellow agents, I wanted to throw a video together really quick talking about how to get maxed out mods in the game, as a lot of people reach out asking me that very question, and the short answer is, you just need to get really lucky when you're farming. That's really it. There's no fast and easy guaranteed way to do it. Now there are a few things you can do to hopefully increase your chances. We're going to talk about that in today's video. As always, we're going to jump right into the details, and if you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It truly helps the channel out, and if you want to stay up to speed on all things Division, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button as well. Now, as most of you know, the most effective way to farm in this game is by playing Countdown. Now, one thing I want to make sure I mention really quick is that anytime you're about to jump into this game mode, you need to make sure you have inventory space, and as you can see in the bottom right, your mod inventory is separate from your weapons and gear. So again, I always roll in with at least 50 spots available just in case I get a ton of mods. Now, as far as the difficulty is concerned, and it's really up to you. You can choose to matchmake on challenging or heroic. Now, from my own personal experience, I do see a slight difference between the two difficulties, but challenging, you're usually going to get through the entire thing with no problem whatsoever. You're going to find a group much faster. The odds are a little bit better of getting God rolled mods when you do this on heroic, but in my own gameplay experience, I really don't see a huge difference between the two difficulties, except that the enemies are much tougher on heroic. As far as the quality of the loot, not enough to really make me jump into heroic that often. Now, the first thing you need to make sure you do is once you're in the game mode, you want to make sure you have the proper targeted loot selected. And you can do this either from the world map before you jump into the game, or you can do it, as you can see on screen, once you jump into the game mode itself. Make sure you do it right away, my friends, because you want to, farm for the things you're looking for. Now at this point, I'm just going to show you what I picked up in one round of Countdown. I had 44 mods rolling into the thing, rolled out with 65, which means I did gain 21 for about, 15 minutes of gameplay, something like that. As we go through them, didn't really get anything to speak of, but again, it all boils down to luck. Always remember that. And please make sure, my fellow agents, before you do another round of Countdown, go through your inventory, manage it. That way you have enough space to do it again. Now, another great way to farm, and I've talked about this multiple times at the channel, is hitting up the summit. And just like Countdown, you have the option of choosing your targeted loot. Again, make sure you have the right thing picked, and if you're rolling from the summit to Countdown and back and forth, once it's set, it's set. You don't have to change it each time you jump in between the two. So whatever you have it set previously, that's what it's going to be the next time you jump in. Now, as far as the difficulty concerned, once again, you always want to play in the highest difficulty you possibly can, because that is going to equate to better loot, especially as a solo player. So for me, I will do this between heroic and, legendary. If you want to do challenging, you can, but again, try to up that game. Now, as far as the directives are concerned, and most of you know this, but the more directives you have active is going to increase the chance of you're getting the type of loot you're looking for. In this case, we are looking for those mods. Now, it's not mandatory that you have them selected, but I do recommend adding as many as you possibly can. But again, totally up to you. And one of my favorite ways to farm in the summit, and this is something I've shown you so many different times over the years, is farming floor 10, because you have the ability to take out the boss, rinse and repeat as many times in a row as you like. If you have no idea how to do that, I will leave a link to my most recent video in the description down below. So what we're going to do really quick is clear the first wave of enemies. Do this really fast, as quick as I can. Going to take out the boss. Let's do that. And what we're going to do at that point, pick up the loot, fast travel back to the lobby, rinse and repeat this method, because you're going after named enemies and it's really, really efficient. So you can see, grab the loot. You do not clear the floor entirely. Fast travel back to the lobby, and we're just going to keep this running so you can see exactly what it should look like. Now, while we're on the topic of farming, one thing I recommend doing is making sure, regardless if you play solo or in a group, you want to mix up your gameplay, because one thing that's really easy to have take place in this game is you get burnt out really fast. You're trying to get that one thing, you're farming the same thing over and over, and then you just want to rage quit. Don't do it, fellow agents. For instance, with this floor 10 thing, I will typically only do this for 30 minutes at a time, because I know otherwise I'm going to get just completely and totally frustrated if I'm not getting what I'm looking for. And again, to be clear, I'm only going to do this when I'm playing solo, because the best way to farm, without a doubt, like I said earlier, is playing Countdown. So once again, going back to the footage, you can see I am back on floor 10. Clear that first wave of enemies. Oh, I'm getting lit up. Hang on. Okay, good recovery. Take out this nerd really quick. Go for the boss. And again, the reason, look, the other thing too, which is really important to mention, is when it comes to anything God rolled, it's all luck. You know, I have one mod I get asked about is the 13% protection from elite. How do you get it? How do you farm for it? It's just so random, my fellow agents. Ooh, what do we get here? Sweet dreams. It's totally random. So I have one of those, and I picked it up just by farming in the open world, which takes us to the next way to farm, and that is just play the game as intended. Now, we all know when you open up your map on a daily basis, when you look at your targeted loot, you're going to see different things in different sections. So for instance, the day I recorded this video, gear system mods are the targeted loot in this area, which means anything you do in the open world in this location is going to have a better chance of dropping those mods. So for me, I'm going to spend my day hitting up control points, territory controls, things like that. Hope this video helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. Now, the last thing I'd like to mention really quick is this is another question a lot of you send the channel is, can you max out mods you already have? Meaning, can you increase their percentage once you've actually picked them up? And the answer is no. And that's why this thing boils down to luck. So if you get, you'll see at the end of this footage actually, I wind up getting a repair skill mod to drop at 19.9% and the max is 20. And it's like, what the f? Like really? 0.01%? That is what the grind is, my fellow agents. On that note, I want to take a moment as always and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel. Please let me know of any other questions you may have in the comments section. And actually, as I think about it, a lot of people may be thinking, hey, can I just try to craft a mod? Yeah, you can go for it, but your chances of getting a god rolled are pretty damn slim and you are going to be ripping through resources. But again, totally up to you. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage. Thank you all for the privilege of your time. And as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Hostile contacts.
Watch your side. Let's smash it! Shoot the drone!